Okay. The Sacramento Kings are 3-1 under Coach Doug Christie, and they got themselves a little bit of a win streak going on. Three wins in a row. I like it. Last night at the G1C, the Sacramento Kings defeated the Memphis Grizzlies 133-138 for, like I said, their third win in a row. 3-1 under Doug Christie. In a game where we got to see their draft pick, Devin Carter, play some minutes as well. And he did a good job. He was out there getting some rebounds and stuff from the guard position. And currently the Sacramento Kings are 16-19 and are still in 12th place in the Western Conference. Got 3 wins going on here. Suns have lost 3 in a row. So, you know, the Kings are creeping in on the Suns. To overtake the Suns, they're just going to have to keep on winning. And guys, I got some really important things to say about this game. I'm glad you're here. Before I get into it, please like the content. If you're into Kings talk and Kings news, Kings analysis, please subscribe. Also, make a comment. As you hear me talking, please make a comment about the Kings. Comment on how I'm doing. Comment on the weather. I don't care. Comment on anything. It helps. And share the content. I appreciate it. And I want to say, welcome, YouTube, and to all my folks, all my family, and to you Kings fans. It's your guy, Jay Woods, aka Shy the Man, and I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning After Midday Cup of Joe with Jay.
I love it.
Yeah. And today is January 4th, 2025. Saturday.
Girl calls boy to send him up on Saturday.
And I want to say welcome to the new year and welcome to my show.
Saturday is a Saturday.
I usually don't do videos on Saturday, but doing one today, it's the day after, so got to stay on the grind. And, you know, once again, today is Saturday.
Today is a Saturday. Saturday is a Saturday. Saturday is a Saturday.
And my cup of Joe for today is, hey, the Kings, you know, they're rolling a little bit. I like this. They got 3 wins in a row, man. This is what we need. It really seems like they're playing for Doug Christie. I don't know if we would have got the same win streak with Mike Brown or not. I mean, maybe. I don't know. But it really does seem like the team is playing for Doug Christie. They look a little different out there on the court. I keep hearing players say that Doug has simplified things for them. So it sounds like Doug has simplified the offense, got these guys back to playing instinctual basketball. And you can tell, you can see it on the court. They're just kind of more free-flowing. Things don't look as clunky. Guys seem to know exactly what they need to do or what they want to do out there on offense. I mean, these guys scored 138 points last night. Yes, Memphis scored 133, which I believe is too much for our teams to be scoring on us. But when you score 138, you're going to, you score more than the other team, you're going to win, right? So that's what they did last night. It was a marathon. It was a foot race. Whoever got to the finish with more points was going to win. And that's what happened for the Kings last night. But it was also good to see Darren Carter out there on the court. He played a couple G League games, and, he was looking good in the G League. He scored 29 in his first game, 17 in the next game, which was some excellent offense. This game against the Grizzlies, he didn't score any points, but, man, he can rebound. This dude can rebound. And he's also another player that looks very instinctual when they're out there playing. Like, he knows the game. He knows where he needs to be, and he knows his role. Is kind of how it came across to me. So he's going to be a great addition. And he made some nice passes from the point guard position. He drove a couple times, although he didn't make any shots. But I don't know. It was interesting to see him with the Kings roster. You know, we got this new guy all of a sudden thrown into the mix. So it was almost like we got to trade without having to trade anybody. You know, there's just new talent on the team. So, you know, hopefully he'll be able to elevate the Kings in these upcoming games. You know, good luck to Devin Carter, whose dad is actually on the Memphis Grizzlies coaching staff and was at the game watching. So that was pretty cool too. But my cup of joe for today is that the Kings are looking good under Coach Doug Christie. Hopefully he can lose that interim title and become the permanent head coach of this team. And that's my cup of joe. Black, one creamer. I'm going to give you guys some stats, some quick stats. All right, let's see how fast I can get through these stats. I know sometimes stats can be a little boring for people, so that's why I call it quick stats. We're going to get through it quickly. All right, so the Sacramento Kings in the first quarter outplayed the Memphis Grizzlies offensively for a 14-point lead. Cut it to 8 at halftime. So the Kings were up at halftime by 8 points. Memphis Grizzlies had a decent third to where they cut it down to 4 points by the fourth. And then the Kings went ahead and hit the accelerator and got 36 more, 3 more points than the Grizzlies for the 138 to 133 win. And for the Sacramento Grizzlies, the leading scorer was Jalen Wells with the big 30 points. Jared Jackson pitched in 28, and Desmond Bane with the big 22 points. Assists was Luke Kennard off the bench. Desmond Bane also had 8, and rebounding was spread out throughout the team. Brandon Clark had 8, and Luke Kennard had 8. And for the Sacramento Kings, their leading scorer was our guy, Malik Monk. This was a Malik Monk game. He was out there scoring good, scoring the ball all the time. DeMar DeRozan with the big 29 points on the night. De'Aaron Fox with 23. And as far as assists goes, we had Malik Monk and Domantas Sabonis with 6 each. And Domantas Sabonis with the big 10 rebounds on the night. Trey Lyles pitched in a good 16 and 6. And as I said, Devin Carter, he got 11 minutes out there. 5 rebounds in his 11 minutes. 2 assists. And one of those assists was to Alex Len for 2 of his 4 points. Team stats. Both teams shot in the upper 40%, 48 and 49 respectively. Three-point percentage was about 45% for both teams. Our three-pointers were about 45% for both teams. And free throws, they both shot in the low 80s from free throw. The Kings shot about 4 more hit about 4 more threes in Memphis, and the Grizzlies hit about 11 more free throws than the Kings. 4 threes is 12, 11 free throws is 11. That gives the Kings a 1-point edge in those categories. Total rebounds. Grizzlies actually out-rebounded the Kings by about 14 rebounds, which sounds like a lot, but, you know, Kings still won. So assists was about even in the 30s. Both Memphis had 4 blocks, Kings had 8. Kings had 10 steals, 5 more than the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies had 17 turnovers, which was 8 more than the Kings. Points in the paint about even at 46 or 48. All right. Now, time for my eye test segment. I'm going to give the Kings an eye test. Yeah, eye test. Eye test. Eye test. As you just heard Katie Christensen say, you know, the Kings shot very well from 3 during this game. I mean, they went 21 of 47 from 3. And this was Malik Monk's game. He had 10 points in the first quarter. And as you can see, even Keon Ellis was out there hitting threes. Moving forward into the second quarter, about halfway through the second quarter, the Kings are, well, about the bottom third of the second quarter, the Kings were up by 8 points. I haven't mentioned that Ja Morant is not in this game, but Ja Morant did not play in this game as well. Would he have made a difference or a big difference as far as scoring or, you know, win-loss? Who knows? But a game that the Kings should win, they did. So that's, if somebody's out, one of the stars are out, usually that's a game that the Kings should win. So that's what they did. They went out and won, and they need to keep winning these games that they should win. Moving forward here to the commercial, we're going to go to the top of the fourth here, where the Kings were up by 4. Grizzlies, with some good passing down low, were able to get it pretty close. They tied it up, and they actually went up at one point. As you can see, Malik Monk was not having it. And as you can see right there, Memphis Grizzlies are actually up by 1 point with 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And Malik Monk's hot shooting was not going to allow the Kings to lose on this night. Put them up by 2 there. DeMar DeRozan's midi game is always on point. He was hitting that at the end of the game as the clutch player he is. And Memphis just wouldn't go away. As you can see, they were only down by 1 point at this point. DeRozan out there hitting threes. Not just the midi game guy. He can also hit threes. And the rookie, Zach Edey, with the traditional fundamental baby hook. It's a big man. Monk going to the basket at the end of the game. He's just as clutch as Fox and DeRozan. He was hot. This was the Malik Monk game of the year so far. De'Aaron Fox's three-pointer is looking real smooth. It's been hitting for him. Very high percentage shot at this point. He seems like he's a lot more comfortable shooting threes this season, which is a benefit for him. Damn. That's that clutch midi game right there. Circus shot. And I'm not sure if it's the way hard foul right there. De'Aaron Fox landed on his hip. They gave him the flagrant for that. De'Aaron went ahead and knocked down that flagrant foul. Free throw. And DeRozan with the big round-the-world dunk underneath. Looking like Dr. J. So I'm not sure if it's the fact that the team has been kind of saying that Doug Christie has kind of simplified the offense for them. I don't know if that's why they look so aggressive and so free-flowing at the end of these recent games. But they did, and they were constantly on attack mode. Malik Monk seems like he's been unlocked a little bit. He's not scared to be benched, I guess you could say, and he's taking the shots that he's comfortable with. Keon Ellis is getting a lot of playing time, and I think people are kind of taking notice that he's a very plus positive player. Whenever he's on the court, the Kings are always having a positive net rating. He's getting a lot of time, more time than he was with Mike Brown, who actually gave him some DNPs a few times. And the rookie out there trying to learn how the Kings play and trying to get some chemistry with these guys. I like how he pushes the ball. He's like fast break, right up the middle. He pushes the ball, so it's going to be good to see that going forward. I think he's going to be an excellent backup point guard to Fox, as I believe they're probably going to play similar styles. And that's my eye test. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is, my bottom line for today is the Kings are playing great right now. They're looking very cohesive. The chemistry is looking there. We added some talent by getting our draft pick back, which seemed to help that game. It really did seem like his rebounding and his fast pace helped the Kings a little bit in that game. And if you watch my shows, you know I'm constantly saying the Kings need to string together some wins. They need to string together some victories. And that's what they're doing right now. They got 3 wins in a row. Mind you, guys are out. Guys are injured on some of these other teams. But that's fine. The Kings are supposed to win the games that they're supposed to win. And that's what they're doing. So even if this team, they're playing a top tier team, that top tier team is missing a guy, missing their superstar, the Kings should beat that team if they're at full health. And that's what they're doing. So they need to just keep doing that, keep playing the way they're playing now. The chemistry is looking good, and they seem at ease. You know, they seem, if what they're saying is true, the offense has been simplified for them, and they seem to know their roles. So that's my bottom line. Next up, the Sacramento Kings are playing one of their cross-state rivals, the Golden State Warriors, who currently are 17-16, right above 500%, and planted in the 9th position. How much better are they than the Kings at this point? I'm not sure. They were a lot higher up in the division earlier in the season. They have lost some games, so I think they're kind of searching for some answers out there with the Warriors. You know, Stephen Curry's not getting any younger. He is a jump shooter, so jump shooters usually last longer than most other players. But, you know, he's not going to be there forever. So, you know, they're searching for answers and how they can get back to a final. So, you know, they're going to be scrappy. They're going to be playing hard. And that game is tomorrow, January 5th, 2025, in Golden State, which is actually San Francisco. Be there, be square. And also subscribe so you can check out my game analysis, my post-game analysis the next day after the game. And these Golden State Warriors obviously are led by Stephen Curry. They have Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Draymond Green, who is also their defensive anchor, Andrew Wiggins, Brandon Podziemski, Lindy Waters, and Moses Moody, to name a few. They also have Kyle Anderson, Quentin Post, Pat Spencer, and Kevin Looney as well. And this team is pretty much a middle-of-the-road team right now. They're trying to get some of their young guys to go ahead and take over the reins. Guys like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, you know. Buddy Hield has been added to the team. So they're playing on the road. The Kings, you know, they're probably going to have a hard go at this game, you know. They're going to have to compete. This is one of those West Coast rivals that if the Kings expect to move up this division, they need to beat. So tomorrow is not a must-win, but they really need to win this game. And it will help them in their rankings. Betting lines. And I don't have the betting lines for the Kings game yet because obviously that game is tomorrow. They usually put the betting lines out same day after midnight sometimes. So I don't have the lines for that game. But if you're interested in doing sports betting on any games, just like a casino sports book, I recommend using BetUS. And I have a link down in the description for BetUS. Please use that. It helps out the channel as well. I also like to do boxing bets on here. I know a lot of people are getting into like Prize Picks. This is more of a traditional betting site where you're betting lines and stuff like that. There's some games on here such as they have the Minnesota Timberwolves beating the Detroit Pistons by 6.5. Indiana Pacers, they say, should beat the Phoenix Suns by 3. The New York Knicks should win against the Bulls by 5.5, even though the Bulls are at home. How do you guys feel about those picks? If you feel any of those lines are off, I recommend going in there right now, click that link below, and betting on that. Like, do you really think that the Bulls are going to lose by 7 or 6 at home? Let me know. What do you guys think? Also, there's money line bets and over-under bets you can do as well. So if you like betting, you want to get into sports betting, use the link below. And guys, I want to know how you guys are feeling about this season. Are you feeling like the Kings are kind of turning things around with Coach Christie? Or do you think things would have been kind of like this anyway with Mike Brown? Comment below and let me know what you think about this Kings turnaround so far. If you comment before I make the next video, I'll post your comment onto the next video as well. So That's something fun you can do. And please, guys, like the content. If you're still watching up to this point, please like the content. If you like Kings analysis and you like hearing about Kings news, you can't get enough of the Sacramento Kings, then I ask that you please subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing these analysis. We're going to be doing like Kings documentaries as well. And we're also going to be doing some live game watches too. So you're going to want to be there for that. So go ahead and click subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time the newest episode comes out. And also, if you can, please share the content. Share the content on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it wherever you want. You can say, you know, hey, there's a new guy out here analyzing the Kings. Check him out. You could say, hey, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Check him out. Or, you know, comment on the, just share the content. I appreciate it. It helps me kick the algorithm's ass. And I have a motivational quote for you guys. Doing some hard research on Google, I found this. I'm not sure who said it. I love this quote, and it goes like this. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. I like that quote. It makes a lot of sense to me as well. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Which is really good advice, because there's times when, you know, we plan stuff or we want to do stuff, and, you know, we might be scared to take that first step, or we might not know how to take that first step, or we might not be sure if we want to even take that first step. So sometimes getting started is the hardest part of the journey. So, you know, once you get started, sometimes that's half the battle. Get started and then you kind of get rolling sometimes. So that quote makes a lot of sense. You always have to make that first step. Don't be scared to take that first step. And that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you joining me. I really appreciate you watching this far, not clicking off. Thanks for listening to my analysis. Hopefully you're subscribed so that you can check out my analysis the day after the next Kings game. And you'll be able to catch me on the next episode of The Kings Morning After. Midday Cup with Joe with Jay. And once again, thanks for joining me. But for now, I'm out. But before you go, check out these moves. It's good.